Japan's quest for Breeders' Cup glory is back on this year, and this year the quality looks stronger than ever. Let's see what lies behind the land of the rising sun. Hello, welcome to Billy Host Sports. Over the years, Japan has made strides in the way of bringing over horses, made history at the Breeders' Cup with a few unforgettable performances, like three different Japanese bred winners. Karakante is a very famous one, the 2014 mile from a tough outside post. Then you had Marche Lorraine, shocking the distaff, 49-1 winner. Love's Only You captured the Philly Mare Turf in 2021. So the theme is California, between Del Mar and, of course, they were shut out last year at Del Mar, but the previous times at Del Mar and Santa Anita, they've performed quite well. So Japan's presence obviously has grown over the last decade plus, I'd say. They sent 9 runners in 2023. They sent 19 last year. Now I think this time it's quality over quantity. The team is leaner, sharper, and spread across most every major division. So we got horses in the Classic, the Distaff, the Sprint, Philly Mare Sprint, etc. So let's start with the big dog. Everybody knows most Breeders' Cup Classic participant, Forever Young, was last year's third place finisher behind Sierra Leone in fierceness. Also third in the 2024 Kentucky Derby, but missed by that much. It was so close. We all know that classic duel with Sierra Leone. Now, so he's proven himself on American dirt, which I've said on many an occasion. I wish that he would run more over here, and except for this one race now. So anyway, he just recently won the Nippon Stakes. That was his first start since the Dubai World Cup. It takes a few months, and I'd come across that as well, before horses just get back into their normal groove, routine, form, and all that kind of stuff. It just seems to really do a lot of you know. I don't know. It takes a lot out of him, I guess, the travel and all that. Obviously, this one's a world traveler, though. Travel doesn't bother this dude at all. So anyway, it wasn't his fastest race, but it was a good tightener for the Del Mar, and I thought he looked really good in that race. I thought he showed a nice turn of foot around the turn and hit the stretch. And yeah, maybe he took it a little easy after he got clear, but other than that, he looked pretty good. And at his arrival, there's Japan is so good with just how they just share their horses with the fans. He's walked up to the set. I've been watching the Breeders' Cup morning show all week, and every morning, trot, 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 he comes by the set and says hello, and just kind of speaks for a few minutes. Maybe he's trying to tell him something, maybe he's not. I think if you would have had last year's field and this year's him, I'd pick him to win, but we don't have that. So he's going to be likely an in the money use, definitely going to be a strong contender to pick up a check for sure. Now, over on the distaff, we do have a few. Alice Verite, I think, ran fourth last year, actually, when I went back and looked that up. But she's run on, that's the only dirt race I saw. She's raced on turf up until that. Then after that, the Philly Mare Turf is actually her second preference. So you could see more logically she would go to that. But if she runs in the distaff, which she did last year, she got caught up with a slow break from the gate and then took a ton of kickback. Obviously, being a turf horse, dirt in your face is not always a welcome thing. So she still ran fourth, I do believe, and another year of experience could be key. She's got some deep impact. The sire, the one of the most famous all-time Japanese horses, Deep Impact, grandfather. So she's got that influence and an interesting look. So the sprint division, Japan's sending over American stage, Japanese based, but bred in the United States back into mischief. So facing older horses for the first time. The profile fits okay, a big muscular colt. so that's good. He sits off the pace a little bit, has a good punch late. Ran well in Dubai, so he's faced some of this field, straight no chaser who failed in the Dubai, but Nakatomi was right there with him. He was right there amongst the leaders. Dark Saffron won that race, and he was second, but then he faded to sixth toward the tail end. So maybe just not fast enough uh, for the sprint division this year. 6 furlongs at Del Mar, you just have to flat fly. So over to the turf sprint, which is 5 furlongs. You talk about having a flat fly. Well, I didn't think much of Puro Magic at first. 4-year-old filly, 5 wins and 15 starts, but lots of graded stakes over in Japan. They run for big money over there, so it's probably some pretty decent competition. I'd say I don't know how they compare to the United States, but I wanted to look for some sort of comp race, and a few back on August 3rd, the Summer Dash, she hammered out 5 furlongs and a straightaway in 53 and 3. Now, that roughly translates around a turn to about 55, but 53 and 3 was a tenth of a second off the course record. Now, from my research, they do run fast times at that racetrack and at that distance, but unusually fast. It got it within a tenth of a course record. So, tactical speed came from behind, and that's always good. If she draws well, she could have a shot to close out the ranks. So I'm actually pretty bullish on Puro Magic as just kind of a long shot play. We don't know what the odds are going to be like, but I can't see that horse being bet down to anything under 10 to 1. Now, just to make note, Invincible Papa was in CBC Show Stakes. That's a Group 3 sprint going around a left turn, which is a good, valuable experience. But mostly this one runs at 6, 7 furlongs in like all the starts. So I'm not sure if the 5 furlong speed is there, but he did hold up pretty well in the show. So just keep that one on your radar. I don't think that I'd end up using that one, but probably won't use many of these. Maybe one or two, like I said, Puro Magic, Forever Young might even be the only two I look at. I don't know. But then also in Philly Mare Sprint, there's Fee Blanche, but that division is loaded. You got Copion, you got Hope Road, you got Richie. She's going to be a long shot, but she will add a little depth to the field. So going over to the Turf Mile, Japan's Argene pointed that way after a good effort in the Queen Stakes back home. She's not Japan bred, but she is trained there. She's got talent, but I think she's in too deep versus this field. So finally, Juvenile Sprint, Japan's Hope. This one goes right along with, I'd say, Forever Young, and maybe Forever Young A, Switch in Love B, or maybe Switch in Love A, Forever Young B, Puro Magic C. So that's your three. Spoiler alert. But Switch in Love is by Contrail, who's a massively good sire. Made her debut August 17th, winning right on the wire. Bred for stamina, good turn of foot. She's got a second preference for the juvenile filly turf, but the turf sprint going 5 furlongs, she can flat fly. So also trained by Yoshito Yagati, and he knows a little bit about winning Breeder Cup races. She was purchased. This is what got me. Purchase price of $1.2 million. So that has handicappers eyeing her as a possible long shot play, including me. So many of Japan's runners were probably overbet last year because of past California success, and they were shut out. So maybe we'll flip with the recency bias for last year's results to this year. They've got a little softer presence, but the runners are stronger, in my opinion. So I could see one or two busting through. And like I said, I do believe Switch and Love might be the best chance. Forever Young up there, Puro Magic, I'd say is the value. So that's it for your Japan hopefuls. And I feel like they're going to get an upset this year in one of these races, likely on Friday, one of the juveniles. It's a lot more unpredictable with the youngsters. And I like the way they train their youngsters too. So uh, I don't think they'll get shut out again. Let's put it that way. So lots more to come this week. Split the pot drawings are going to be commencing directly. To be eligible, obviously you have to be subscribed to the channel. Hit that like button while you're at it, but drop a comment to get your name in the draw. Let me know how you feel about Forever Young and some of these other Japanese contingents, and we will see you soon.